What's up, guys? Welcome to day 6 of the free 30-day AI Academy challenge. Congrats, we're almost at a week, which is nuts. Today we're going to be over day 6, which is prompting 101. This is the most important section we've gone through so far, because everything we built on with picking the daily driver, going through all the LLMs, and all the context and knowledge we've gained in the first half week of this course really goes out the window if you don't know how to prompt correctly. So we're going to run through some examples today, and this is really just going to be a crash course on how to prompt well. Late in 2025, early 2026, I saw a lot of jobs going around where it was literally being a prompt engineer, and I think that's gone away slightly just because it's more expected now that you know what you're doing and you know how to do this correctly, which is why I think this section is so important. But we're seeing a lot more where it's like context engineering now, which is similar, which we'll cover later. But today is prompting 101. As always, make sure to subscribe and follow for important new updates around the course. That's the YouTube and Instagram. We'll be releasing new courses with new creators, all free on this community. Share the course. Let's start a revolution and change people's lives together. As always, bonus 40% commission. So if they join, they like the free course, they want to upgrade and take that education and turn it into money and monetize on it, you earn 40% commission for life. Monthly giveaways. As always, this is the motivation to actually complete and invest this time into yourself and investing into your own education. Complete the worksheets, stay active, and you can level up. Get a chance to win our monthly prizes. At the time of this recording, they're giving away Apple products every single month. So pretty good trade-off to get some time back with AI, make some money maybe, or become more productive. And in exchange, you get a chance to win some Apple products every month just for watching this free 25-hour course. It might be longer now that I'm recording. It might be 30 hours. But engaging with other people, make some friends in the community. It's a great place to be, and you can win some monthly prizes. Bonus tip, watch this course at 2x speed, save yourself some time, and share your results and experience with others. I love seeing stuff on Twitter, Instagram, and in the school community about this course, because it took a lot of time to get everything ready here. So today's agenda, why most prompts fail. The 4-part prompt framework I'm going to walk you through. This is what I was taught, and I still think it's the best framework to get a good response on every single prompt. I'll be using Whisperflow for this. Can't say enough good things about this company. Highly suggest it. Saves me a lot of time because I can talk a lot faster than I can type. A bad prompt versus a great prompt. We're going to go through examples, and then we're going to have you build your own prompt today. So, why most prompts fail? Most prompts fail because they're vague. You put something vague in, you get something vague out. It's a one-line prompt. It gives you generic average answers. These LLMs, we talked about it in yesterday's course around like node prediction versus systematic prediction with DBs. Can't read your mind. The AI only knows what you actually tell it and the context it has on you earlier. So if it has no role and no aim without context, the LLM is going to do what it does best. It's going to predict and it's going to guess who it is, what you are, and what you want. And as we talked about, it's a prediction model. All these LLMs are. They've been trained on everything, and they're there to please you. So they're going to give you what it thinks you want to hear. You take the first try. Most people accept draft 1 instead of actually steering it. They spend 3 seconds on their prompt. I get this a lot of time in the community. I get this a lot of time in work, and I get this a lot of time in life where it's like, Drew, how'd you do that with your LLM? How'd you use AI for that? I tried to do something similar and it didn't work, and I'm like, I spent 20 minutes on my prompt. You spent 20 seconds. I'd say I've spent over an hour on a prompt before for a long project. Yeah, I've definitely spent over an hour before. This is how important it is. Fixable in 30 seconds. A little structure turns a junk answer into a great one. You don't have to spend an hour on every prompt, but it definitely pays to spend a few extra seconds to make sure you're giving it enough context. And we'll go through that 4-part framework now. So the 4-part prompt framework. We're going to run through each of these, and then I'm going to go through a quick demo here. Might save the demo for the good versus bad. Let's just go through the 4 here. Actually, no, we can show it on the worksheet. So we'll go through these. Oops, excuse me. Wow, slide trouble today. So the 4-part framework. First is context. Who it is, who it's for, and the background that the LM needs. The second is the task. The first is the context of the task. The second is the task, the one clear thing you want the LM to do. The third is the format, the length, the structure, the style you want back, the actual output you're looking for. And then the fourth are the guardrails, what to avoid, the must-haves, and the tone you should keep. Plain English wins. Don't use magic, fancy vocabulary, just clear instructions. A cool article I read the other day is now Claude and ChatGPT's newest model will take into consideration if you like swear or if you type in all caps. So I highly suggest always just using Whisperflow or typing it normally. But if we exit out here and we go to foundry.com and we go /day 6, it will pull up our worksheet for the day. Unless I type it in wrong. Founder Drew. I swear I can type faster than this, guys. The mic is just in the way with the way I have this set up, but we got there. We'll pull up the worksheet for today. So as you guys know by now, file, make a copy. Boom. Great. So for the worksheet today, we're going to get into the run and refine, the prompt library. We're going to get into all this stuff, but we're going to pick one real task, something you actually do towards your goal. So for this real task, for example, I'm going to say I'm raising venture capital and I'm trying to raise like $1.5 million. So I'm saying I want to create a PowerPoint with AI for my $1.5 million venture capital raise. So then we go down, as we were talking about here, and we'd write the 4-part framework for this exact task. And as you can see in this course, we're building on what we did last time. We found the daily driver, we found the task, we saw how in those LLMs we can see what a good output looks like with hallucinations, and we really narrowed in on that task yesterday. Now we're taking that same task, like this for you should be the same. I'm just trying to show different examples because this isn't like a course just around making money with AI, for example. That's what the paid community is for. So I don't know what your thing is, so I'm trying to show different viewpoints. But let's say I wanted to create a PowerPoint in this example. So the context, who it is, who it's for in the background. So this PowerPoint is around founderdrew.com trying to raise $1.5 million, and this is for venture capital investors. My background is in AI, and I actually invest in venture capital right now. The task, the one clear thing you want, the task is to create an enticing PowerPoint around who I am, what I need the money for. We can talk on this, and if you need more context, and why they should give me the $1.5 million. The format should be a 10-slide deck that is concise, gets to the point, and isn't too wordy. Guardrails, don't mention anything about my past ventures unless I tell you to, and don't exceed 300 words a slide. So this is what I'd be doing if I was going through the worksheet with my one task. So that would be the 4-part framework: the context, the task, the format, and the guardrails. Awesome. And as we continue here, we're going to go into bad prompts versus great prompts. So really trying to just break this down to its very simple basis. So bad prompt versus good prompt. We're going to show a quick demo here, but I'm going to tell you to start with a lazy ask. Like for this one, it would just be saying, write me a PowerPoint or make me a PowerPoint. It gives you generic mush. And then I want you to see what happens when you add context to the task. Say who it's for, the exact job, go through that 4-part framework. And as you'll notice, when you use this 4-part framework of the context, the role, all 4 parts, you'll notice when you start to prompt without thinking about it, you're just doing it. And that's where the magic really happens, because you're starting to train the AI on, it doesn't have to guess on the context or the deliverables or the guardrail. You're just telling it every single time. So add context to the task, add the format and the guardrail, shape the output. Compare these two outputs, night and day difference from the same model, and reuse what works. Save the women prompt for next time, which we'll talk about in a second here. So before building your prompt, I want to go into this quick demo, and just for a visual standpoint, before we're going to go into running it here and then saving your library and building your prompt, but just visually, which one of these do you think is going to get a bigger output? They're both on Opus 4.8 high. Make me a PowerPoint for an investor deck for my startup. Make it good and professional. We're going to run that. I'm going to let you guess which prompt that is. Or this prompt. I'm raising a 1.5 million pre-seed round for Founder Drew. Oop. That was my old business, so I messed up there. I'm going to make it 10 slides instead of 12. A 10-slide investor deck to send to angel investors and early stage funds. The context. Oh, yeah, it's still doing the old one. Sorry about that, guys. Who I am. Then on pre-revenue, the target customers, all that. The task, build a structured pre-seed deck. The format, I'm going to change it again to 10 slides max. See, this is what I'm talking about. You're always iterating on your prompts. I had a brain fart and I did it for one of my other ventures instead of Founder Drew. And then the guardrails. Don't invent specific revenue numbers, customer, blah, blah, blah. Leave a clearly marked to do. This is also powerful. So we're going to run this and we'll come back to these and we're going to see, see, this one's already asking me questions. See, it didn't even know what it wanted the PowerPoint for. So it's actually, I make it for my gifting branch. I make it for Founder Drew. So we're going to tell it Founder Drew. And now it's asking for the pre-seed. Okay, so now it knows those. This one already knew those because it was in the prompt. So we're going to let those run. We'll come back to those at the end. And we're going to go into how to build your prompt. So building your prompt. Pick one real task, which we've talked about in the first 5 days of this course that you've chose. Again, this could be anything, something you actually do towards your goal. Write all 4 parts of this task. So let's say your goal, again, your goal and your task are 2 different. Let's say your goal at the start of this sprint or at the start of this 30-day challenge was to make, was to save an hour on your morning. Let's say on your commute to work, you wanted to use AI to save some time. I've been using the money example a lot. Let's do a time example. So it would be like, oh, on my ride to work, I want to use that time to up my AI education or to take care of some emails for me or just have something running while I'm commuting to work so I'm not wasting that time per se. So in that example, you'd write down all 4 parts, the context of the situation, the task you want to do. Let's say you want to clear your inbox, the format. I want to clear my inbox and then write me a detailed email explaining what it did, who it responded to, and why, or a detailed email with action steps of what I should do next if you don't want to respond to things. And we can build all these automations. And then guardrails of like, don't respond. The AI shouldn't respond to anyone that is named Mary. That's my boss, for example. Then we're going to run those prompts, run the prompt, and define it. Tweak one part and watch the output improve. Save it for reuse, start your prompt library. More about this in week 2. And then fill out your worksheet, founderdrew.com/day 6. And we're going to run through this quick. And then as you guys already know, post it in the accountability. So prompt library, you can do this in a couple of different ways. You could go into Claude and make a project. You can also, I'm not going to show mine because it's in my notes, but you can also just go into notes and copy and paste the best prompts there. There's websites out there for this. I think when you're going towards a specific goal, like in this 30-day sprint, it's not worth it to like buy or use one of those websites. I think it's much healthier to just have a notes tab, open up a fresh Google Doc maybe, right? Like you can just go here, file, new document, and then you could just name this prompt library. Wow, I really can't type with this mic in front of me, can I? And then you could just copy and paste prompts in here. We could just subscribe tier, carry gift. Yeah, see, it's already catching here that I mixed up the 2. Yep, and it's reran at the Founder. Wow, that's awesome. Okay, so we could literally just take this prompt that I used here for the pre-seed, and I would copy this in, and I would save it in my prompt library. All right, you just need some place to store them, at least for a certain goal. And then as your goal progresses, we're going to build a database, and then we can save them in the database. So then, if you're for the driving to work example, let's say that was the overarching goal. And you wanted to do the email thing, we could go into that database about the goal of saving time to work and pull all the prompts we've used for tasks about like the email curage or something like that. Super powerful, super helpful. Let's see how these decks are going. They will take a second in Claude, but still being made. So we're going to run through it. 1 line before version I normally type. After writing the 4-part version, the part I changed. So like for me example, my prompt was sloppy. I'm too sloppy. Okay. My prompt was too sloppy. Change the context of who I was talking to along with the guardrails. And then we'll talk about what got better when we see this in here. And where I'll save my prompts, I said in my notes app. So after these are done running, we'll be able to see the lazy prompt and the professional prompt, and we'll compare them. And we saved our 4-part prompt is saved somewhere we can reuse it. Again, we want to, whatever your task is, save this prompt somewhere. Again, it can be as detailed or as concise as you like, but it should have the context, the task, the format, and the guardrails, and it should be saved somewhere because we're going to be using this again in future days. Once this is done, you guys know the drill by now. File, download, PDF. We're going to head over to our school. Accountability. new post. Let's see what it's, lesson 6 check-in. Just come here, copy. I usually like to say a thing or two. I kind of drop like the default thing because I want you guys to be free. Today I learned about my prompt library. I saved my prompt in my notes around wanting to save an hour driving to the car every day and use that time to clear my email, maybe listen to a podcast on AI literacy, or just have AI be productive for me during that commute time. So we'd type all this in, we'd go in here, we'd go to attachment, downloads, we'd go to day 6, we'd upload this. Maybe I'll throw in a GIF. Let's go. We did it. And then I'd press post. And then as you see, as you post more, like, she's been super active in the community and she's already at 8. So she's on the leaderboard just from posting her accountability, right? So it's like posting your accountability, you're not only working towards the 30-day prize of getting invited to the paid community for free, you're also working towards, as I said, those giveaways. So once that's posted in there, you're done with day 6. These decks are going to continue to build because, again, Claude does a good job. Decks do take a bit of time to build. I guess I could have done something that goes a little bit quicker. But we're going to wait because I really do want to show you guys the power of the prompts with these 2 different outputs. But before that, we can just run through the rest of the slides here. Summary today, what we went over. Vague in prompt, you're going to get something vague out. The context, task, format, and guardrails. Structured beats lazy prompts every time. And tomorrow, we're going to talk about the AI power modes. Let's see. Still going? Okay. As always, you guys know this by now. If you want to go faster, founderdrew.com/consultant. Every penny gets reinvested to reach more people for the free community. If you're ready to build and scale, school.com/the AI Academy Plus. You can join now. I highly suggest people run through the whole course because then you not only get the free month and you get to join with the AI education, but if you want to even faster, I've had people do like a week in here and join immediately, and they're already seeing results in monetizing their AI knowledge. If you're enjoying the course, post testimony in the wins category. Helps us out a lot. And with that, let's get to work. Don't need to save that right now. It's still debugging here. These are taking a little bit longer than I'd like, but again, anyone that knows me on YouTube knows we do these all in one take. Raw, authentic. It looks like they're both debugging here, so they should be in the home stretch. And just to cap off and kind of put the cherry on top with this episode here, I just want to show you guys the difference between, again, lazy prompt here, make me a PowerPoint where I literally had to ask follow-up questions, and this where it was a really detailed breakdown. And even though I messed up in the prompt and I mixed up another venture I'm doing with HumanMade with what I was doing with just the Founder Drew slides, it clearly changed a bit here. So it's going through the main build here. We can watch it work. Let's see. Going through slide 9. Okay, so we are getting to the end here. This one's on slide 10, so just hang tight for a minute, guys. Yeah, while we're here, we'll just talk a little bit more about the community. Again, if we go into the classroom, full 30 days there, general discussion, all the YouTube resources. This is where you're posting the accountability. Really cool to see people coming in and starting to work through the course as we're building it out. All the wins. Member perks, we should have a new one coming in here in a second. Yeah, okay, these are both saying they're done, so we should get an output here in a second. Awesome. But yes, we will have more member perks coming here slowly. Gosh, I'm sorry about the delay here, guys. When I did this prior, it was able to finish this. Oh, most slides are clean. Fixes need slide 2, so it's just going to keep editing here. When I did this prior and I ran through, these slides finished a lot faster. But, yep, okay, built. Now it's rendering the image, so we'll get to see the lazy one first here. And then we'll sign this off because this video is already 20 minutes long. Hence why I tell you guys to watch these on 2x speed, because raw, authentic, and just trying to provide as much value as possible. So it's going to inspect now. Most slides are clean. It's going through fixes on the paid one, and we'll see what output we get with just this simple prompt here. And as I said, guys, prompting is really like a muscle. It's like anything you do, the more you do it, the better you get at it, which is again why I like Whisperflow, where I can just kind of go through the context in my head. I can be like, all right, I need the context, the roles, the guardrails, the output. I'm just kind of subconsciously running through that in my head as I'm chatting or typing or talking to the LM of like, this is what I need done, and just running through that 4-part framework. Because again, and the first one's done because the 4-part framework is so strong, guys. So this was the stronger one. It did end up making it for human group, and this overall looks very clean. We can drop in images here of what we want, a few to-dos, which is what we asked for here in the prompt. Overall looks very clean. We can throw in logos. Awesome. That all looks super strong. And as you'll see, like, the more detailed PowerPoint got done first, probably because it didn't have to pull a lot of inference on what I was even looking for. This was really detailed. This could have even been a more detailed prompt if I went slide by slide of what exactly I was looking for. And this one's still going through a bug on the 5th slide. Yeah, wow. Again, I haven't prompted this lazy in a while, so I'm kind of baffled at just how long this is taking just for the layout here. But if we go through this deck again, very professional. I think this took 10 minutes, and again, we could have done an even better prompt here. This one's still going to take a while just to go through on the simple prompt, because again, it has to pull so much inference on what we were even talking about, because again, it's trying to predict, and based off 2 sentences or 1 sentence there, 2 sentences and 2 questions, it doesn't have a lot to go off of. It might still be a pretty visually appealing deck, maybe. I'm pretty intrigued to see what it is, but it's still having issues, and it still hasn't outputted anything. It definitely won't be as clean as the deck we just saw. Let's see how close it's getting here. It's still only on slide 7. I'm debating just cutting this early, guys, because again, I don't want this to be too long of us just waiting for the diagnose, for the slides to come through. Let's see here. But I guess we'll wait a minute or so here. It's still on slide 7. Yeah, this is why you don't prompt poorly, guys. I guess let's see what we can talk about. We can talk about the paid group, I guess, a little bit here. Last one, we've just updated all of this. So let's start here, picking your AI side hustle, a little preview. AI newsletters, how to monetize AI newsletters, content creation, UGC, avatars, agencies, freelancing, and then a full working vault and live coaching calls. I think this is the best paid AI group for making money with AI on the planet. These courses are super in depth. We're still rolling all of them out. And it's, wow, this is taking forever. And it's definitely something I think it was kind of a natural reward, I think, from the free community, because I don't want anyone in here that's basic AI education of how to prompt or the LMs or the frameworks and the agents and the stuff we're going to go into in the later weeks. Because if you know everything in here and you come into here, you will just be successful, because you already have such a baseline that all of the monetization stuff will seem more second nature per se. And then it's just a guidance through, like, my newsletter made 5K last week passively, and I talk about AI, but I use AI in the back end for it. So I walk you through which side hustle do you want to start with, whether it's content creation. You can do UGC too. I'm seeing a lot of people make money on TikTok Shop, whether it's an avatar of yourself, an agency, if you just want to do freelancing on the side. And then we have a full working vault of all the tools and automations that we use, kind of similar to how we have an AI Academy, or if we go into Classroom, we have the guides vault here. Oh, it's compacting. Look at that. It's compacting because, again, stronger overall, but QA got covered. It's still having to compact. Again, like, this is what we prompt well, guys, because the model is literally having to compact because it doesn't know what to pull from. It doesn't know what this deck should even be for. And it's making this video go from like a 20-minute video to like 25, 30 minutes now. So again, we do these in one take. We're just going to write it out. Another thing in the AI Academy that I wanted to bring some light to is the discount codes. We have Claude Max, Beehive 20% off, School, Go High Level, and we're partnering with a lot of cool AI tools to bring even better discounts in these communities, along with other creators and all of their guides in here as well. So I think over time, it's just going to be such a great curated place of resources and opportunity for people to learn and grow. And again, taking that to the Plus, I think it's just such a great segue to take what you learned and then, I want to monetize on it. We have yet to have a person join the Plus that has not made back the membership fee plus some, just in their first month, and then obviously scaling from there. So it's super cool to see, share ideas. I'm learning things, but then obviously teaching the basics of how I'm making well over $10,000 with all these things alone, all these things combined, using AI online. And it's still making, wow, what is it fixing here? I'm picking up where I left off on the remaining slide fixes. I mean, this is unbelievable, guys. This is like, if I wanted to make a point on how you should take your time prompting, I hope this one made it, and I hope you're watching on 2x speed, guys, because this is unbelievable. Like, I mean, it's going through them here, but like, goodness me, guys, this could have all been avoided if we just took some time on the context and the output and what we were actually delivering. Because I feel like most people prompt like this, where they go, make me a PowerPoint. And it's like, this isn't a genie. The AI doesn't know. The AI may know who you are, but it doesn't know what context you're talking about. And it may not have enough information to know what you want. Like, this is the Claude account I use every day, guys. It knows me pretty dang well. And it's still taking forever to make this PowerPoint. It had to ask me questions for it. Because it's like, what does this guy even want? It's still, oh my gosh, it's still on slide 7. Can we, like, I want to end this episode. This is going to be a long one, guys. But, yeah, needless to say, anything else in the free community that I haven't gone over? Yeah, the calendar, we do the weekly Sunday call. I think that provides a lot of value where people can chat. And then again, first of every month, that app will give away as well. Still redesigning. This is a 27-minute video. I think we were at like 18 minutes when we were waiting for this to finish. I genuinely can't believe it's taking this long. Again, I haven't prompted like this in a while, but this is nuts. I might end this video and just leave a cliffhanger here. And if you guys really want to see what the deck came out to, I can share it in the community. But I hope this is a good testament to why you should take this module seriously and why it's the most important one thus far. We need to be able to prompt correctly if we want any of the automations and the agents and the things we're going to be learning and building in the coming weeks here to actually work. Because if you prompt like this and it takes you half an hour to make a deck, or it would take you half an hour to make an edit on an automation, this course is going to take you months instead of 30 days. And the worksheets are designed to be 10 minutes every day. And the builds, as we get later into the free course, will obviously take a little bit longer. But the point being, it should not take you this long to build something like this. And this all comes back to the prompting, guys. Like, I think we could have made 3 PowerPoints in the time it took us to just get this one output. And it's still not done. It's still making edits. It needs to update slide 10 now. Hopefully this is the last slide, guys. Like, I might cut this at 30 minutes. Like, this is kind of funny, but I think this, I'll fix the slide, rebuilding and re-rendering, rechecking, great. But I hope this hammers the point home, if nothing else. And we'll see what it comes up with, but we've waited this long, we might as well wait it out. Doing credibility slides. Slide 10 fixed, great. Slide 9. This is why prompt engineering was a job for so long, and this is why it's also like so sought after now, that like everyone needs to be able to do this, because you can see how like person 1, if they did the first slideshow, would already be on probably their 3rd task at this point, compared to the first person who's like, what are you talking about? My AI is still taking forever to give me the files, to give me the deck. Like, what do you mean yours finished already? Here we go. Wow. At just under a half an hour, it has come in, and it's still going to take a while to render. This might not be the prompt, but I have very strong internet here, so I'm strong. So this one was Founder Drew. Very generic. Again, it's going to, see, messed up here. Not as clean. it's got some good ideas going around, but again, this looks off. Path 3 million ARR. Yeah, like it just looks sloppy. Like look at this. So again, I hope this was insightful into how you should take your prompt. And sorry for the long wait today, guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 7.